Well, Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to my channel. My name is Dr. Omer, and today we are going to talk about the exam of MRCS Part A. MRCS Part A is basically an intercollegiate exam. What does an intercollegiate exam mean? This actually means that the exam is actually sort of central exam. So there is only one exam, but it is valid for four different colleges, royal colleges of the UK. So I today is the day I have just came home after finishing my exam of part A, and I just wanna give some quick thoughts and record my views on the matter. And for the future, it might help some other people as well. So I just wanna share my experiences. So MRCS Part A is basically you can say a basic knowledge testing exam, and the knowledge they are testing is not very extremely deep, and the exam actually consists of two different parts, Part A and Part B, and their total allotted time is around 375 minutes, which is roughly around 6.5 hours. And in this time there are around 180 questions in the first session and 120 questions in the next session. For example, 3 hours for the first session, and then there is a gap of 1 hour, and then there is 2 hour for next session as well. So the roughly total is around 300 questions, and these 300 questions actually they do not carry any negative marking as a marking. So they only count the points or marks which are actually valid. So uh, when talking about the MRCS Part A, I have actually prepared for this exam around 3 months, and I have mainly used the resources of EMRCS and the past recalls and fuzzy sheet. And I can say that if you have a basic knowledge, or if you are a surgical trainee in any country, uh, you do have some basic knowledge of that exam already. You do not need further you can say some detailed things. The exam was actually quite stressing and challenging in a sense that it is a very long exam. It's around roughly around 7 hours of exam, and during those period you actually have to manage the questions within a very squeezy time. So the roughly question to time ratio is around 1 minute for every question. So I started my exam was started in at around 11, and it ended at around 5 something 5ish. During that time I had to watch continuously the screen because it's an online exam. You have to give your exam in on a computer screen, and watching constantly a computer screen for straight 5 to 6 hours puts a lot of strain on your eyes, and your head starts to get throbbing pain. And you, for that purpose, you should have a Panadol or any sort of analgesic with you, along with that some water. The exam center was in Pakistan, and it was arranged by Pearson. And exam center experience was not so good or not so bad. It was a satisfactory sort of experience. They do not allow eating materials inside. So if you are taking a eating, or for example, if you are taking a chocolate with you and during it for your exam, they will ask you to open the wrapper, unwrap it, and show it to them, and then go. And there are some basic identification things. For example, there is a sign and the document that you have applied with the Pearson or registered with the college. For example, CNI, passport, anything, national identity card, driving license, whatever the original document you can carry with you, and it's actually valid. And the exam procedure is not so, you can say, very difficult, but there are many people applying for MRCS nowadays in Pakistan, and I hope in India as well. For that purpose, the exam centers were previously very empty, but nowadays they are very vacantly, they are very densely packed, and due to number of candidates appearing in the exam, time management sometimes can be challenging for the arranging institution or the exam center. And same happened with me. We had to wait around 30 minutes in order to get a decent location, or you can say in order to get through the customs or every other thing that you have to do. And you should keep this in mind as well. And this is very stressing for exam, because especially if you have prepared for the exam very hard, and then there are some formalities that you have to go through and everything. And the study material just you have just read actually sometimes get messed up. So long story short, MRCS is a very good exam, and the best thing about MRCS versus other exams is that MRCS can is actually happening in Pakistan. So you can attempt MRCS Part A and Part B, which is a clinical examination in Pakistan, and you can get GMC registration after completing a language test. And the best thing about MRCS is it's an exam which you can say basic knowledge is tested. For example, as I told you, that has two basic sections. Now, for one section is of 180 questions, the second section is 120 questions. The first section is actually of comes from the basic point of basic sciences. So if you are a consultant or has passed MBBS a very long time ago, the basic exam can be very challenging for you. So you had to go through your basics again. For example, for those people who are working in already clinical settings, the exam is actually no brainer, and they can easily go through. So these are the things which I think are worth mentioning for, and that's all. Yeah, I do have some suggestion for you as well. For example, EMRCS, previously it was like a gold standard for the MRCS exam. It's an online subscription, but nowadays EMRCS is getting very weak in guessing the exam, or you can say preparing for the exam. So nowadays many people use pass test, and I have someone who actually is providing pass test like a half a price, and I get my pass test from him. So it got me around 50% of discount. If somebody wants that to get a 50% discount on the pass test, please do comment down in the comment section, and I will surely provide you the link, and I will surely connect you with you two people. And by that, I think that's all. This is Dr. Man signing off. Allah Hafiz.